Nicole's View. Say it with me, y'all. Nicole's View. That's right, because this is how she do it.
All right. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Welcome to another edition of Nicole's View Live on a Sunday. I hope you guys are all doing great out there. I just want to give a big shout out to our brother, Melvin Graham. I had to give it to him because he created my new intro. So please support him. If you are looking for an intro made, if you're looking for banners, videos, whatever media project that you may want to do, please check him out at Render Squads Industries. I hope I'm saying that correctly. But our brother Melvin Graham put that together for me. So thank you, Melvin. I love it. And also, I get a lot of compliments about like my lipstick and stuff like that. I also have to give a shout out to our sister. She is out of Houston, Texas, Miss Kelly. Ladies, if you love the lipstick that I'm wearing, it is this Bella Galore company. You guys probably can't see it too great, but I use her. She is also a Black-owned cosmetic company. That is her website, Bella Galore. CO stands for company.com. Support her, support our sisters, support our brothers who are doing things great and whatnot and grand. And, you know, whatever way I can help, I definitely want to help. So definitely let's support each other and all that good stuff. So Gavin is going to be joining me. All right. I don't see him on the screen though. Okay, so Gavin's going to be joining me, guys, in just a second. We're going to talk about the latest news and whatnot. So you guys just hang on one second. Let me switch the banner. Let's see. All right, here he is. All right, Gavin, how's it going? How's it going?
It's going real good. Oh, now I'm in. Now I got the screen working. Okay.
Got the green screen going.
Yeah, it doesn't have my traditional one yet, but
I like this though. I like it.
I guess so. I guess so. It's nice. I got my bar back there and got my fireplace, but you can see it's not on. So they could have given me one with something on.
Right. So how's the weather there? Because here it is freezing and we're going to get snow with a possibility of 9 degrees tonight.
Yeah, it's actually going to happen here in New Orleans. It's supposed to be very cold. It's very cold right now. I know Monday they're saying it might be what we call it a wintry mix. Mm-hmm. So we see rain, we'll see sleet and snow in Baton Rouge, which is about an hour from us, right away from us. Roughly, they're supposed to get some snow. So everybody just hunker in. That's the best.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, in Dallas, and it was snowing real hard.
Yeah. I'm in Central Texas, the Austin area. I live in Round Rock, so we're like right next door to Austin. So they're just telling people just stay home tomorrow. I already had tomorrow off because it's President's Day. Right. So you know, we'll see how it does. It's supposed to be really bad, like till like Wednesday, I heard. So we'll see. And
it's Mardi Gras here, but there's no carnival, so no floats or nothing.
I saw that someone posted pictures of that area and it was just empty.
Yeah, like French Quarter, Mare Cantrell, or TD Cantrell, as we call her, because she's basically like an aunt. She's put a lockdown on things. Like on Friday at 11 o'clock, you could not. Did I get kicked out? What happened? I don't see Nicole.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
You know.
That's weird. It should be able to still, you should still be able to hear me when I go off the screen. But anyway, keep going.
Okay, yeah, Friday. Okay, yeah, Friday. She this past Friday she put down. She put an order out earlier that week. She's saying all the bars, all the French quarters closed. Police protection is there. The sheriff's deputies, and the local police department, New Orleans Police Department. They had horses mounted walking the French Quarter and so forth. So nobody could go out there. So
Right.
yeah, after a certain time. So yeah, but that's okay. I wasn't planning on going out there anyway. I don't mess with the French Quarter as much, but this is certainly a 2021 is still off to a weird start. So
It really is. It really is. There's been so
yeah.
much going on and whatnot. But let's go ahead and jump into the first topic. So let's go ahead and talk about Mr. Donald Trump being acquitted. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Gavin? It comes as no surprise.
It comes as no surprise. I mean, even as the before the impeachment had started, they were even saying that they don't have the requisite number of votes. Right. And you have to have 2/3 majority, which meant they had to have at least 67 senators vote in favor of conviction. Right. And I think here what you also got to remember, and people fail to realize this because we look at things from an emotional perspective, is that Donald Trump, number one, as bad as we don't like his rhetoric, much as we don't like his rhetoric and how he talks and so forth, you have to vote based off what the evidence is. And, you know, what from everything that I've heard from people that were, you know, I've talked to, people I've listened to stuff, a lot of people that were out there, there was tens of thousands of people. There were some that were marching peacefully, that went to the Capitol. What you saw, you know, that went to the Capitol, listened. I listened to Angela Stanton King. She was the black woman running against John Lewis's seat in Atlanta who attended. And I guess she had been working with Donald Trump and some things. And she's close with him because he actually got her a pardon. So I could see why she was loyal to him. But she stated when she was walking there, everything was peaceful. But she noticed on the sidewalks and stuff, she saw propane tanks and bricks and all of this stuff stacked up together like somebody was planning something. What we had, so when I look at this, I look at really another thing we look at too, when I'm looking at it as well, just from an analysis is that there were people obviously there that I don't think were part of the mob, but I also know that those same people would not have entered the Capitol, and you've covered this too, Nicole, had they not been let in the first place. When the police officers opened the gates up to let those people in, and I've been to the Capitol before, the police protection there, especially when Congress is in session, is at a maximum. So for them to let those people in, and then of course you saw at least 200 people kicking in the doors and windows and so forth. You know, a lot of people think that that was staged or that was an inside job. I believe it was too. And I felt that doing this whole thing was just a waste of time and money. We're going to have to fit the bill, frankly, for all of this stuff, for this trial that was not going to amount to anything. They did that out of show. And one of the things that was important, if you watch the impeachment, I don't know if anybody paid attention to this, was that they used the Democrats' own words against them. If you notice, they showed videos of them even using the same language and stuff that Donald Trump has said it. Now, I mean, Maxine Waters, I think, even said if you saw a Trump supporter, beat the crap out of them, spit on them, or things of that nature. I've heard AOC even say that if anybody voted for Trump, they need to be sent to re-education camps. You know, I don't know if y'all remember that, but she said that after Joe Biden won. And of course, what she was saying, well, and I put air quotes won, but what she essentially was saying, re-education, she's basically saying concentration camp. But she didn't come, but she didn't come under fire for that. She didn't come under fire for that like, like other people would. So I knew that he was going to be acquitted. It was just going to be a waste of time. It was a dog and pony show. It's to get people mind off of things that are going on, real stuff. Because Donald Trump has always been the boogeyman. Donald Trump is the boogeyman in regards to all of this stuff that's going on.
Right. Right.
You know?
It's a bunch of hypocrisy on both sides. I mean, when shout out to Jaleel, when he told me, I'm just like, okay, yeah, I didn't expect him to get convicted of anything. So it comes as no surprise. It was a waste of time. Some would say it's just political theater for the most part. There was nothing that was going to come of that.
Yeah.
Waste of money and time.
It's a waste of money and time. And, with stuff that I'm looking at some of the comments, the Democrats, though, they have tried to subvert your rights as of late. And I've done some videos about that, especially the bills that they are proposing, like this HR 127, which is a gun control bill. It's actually one of the most extensive that I've ever seen. And people ought to pay attention to stuff like that. I knew he wasn't going to be acquitted. And I knew he wasn't going to be convicted. So when you talk about, well, we made history because he's twice impeached. Okay, there's another part to impeachment, that is conviction. Did you get it? Right.
There you go.
And guess who tax dollars pays for that?
Right. Ours.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm just like, I didn't really even get so deep into it because I already knew what the outcome was going to be. And someone had posted somewhere where Nancy Pelosi said that the Republican Party, I just happened to see it on Facebook, that the Republican Party, has to become stronger and better and this, that, and the third. I'm just like, you guys are on both sides. It really doesn't matter, Yeah. So, what do you guys have to say about this? I'm just kind of like,
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Like my brother's calling me, asking me, Gavin, have you seen this impeachment? Well, a lot of stuff is going to come out. I was like, bruh, okay, whatever. He's not going to get convicted.
Right. And I even seen some people that were shocked. Like, I'm like, what planet have y'all been on?
Right.
Like, who is shocked over this verdict?
And I see Eastside or Do or Die is saying, but let me say this, and Dr. Boyce Watkins even said it. He said something very interesting, and I respected what he had to say. He said that I didn't see people that were looking to overthrow the government. I saw people that were let in to do some things. They were let. None of this would have happened if they had not been let inside.
Right.
Right. I'm looking at that. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the fact that, again, the police officers, and that's another thing. Did they ever find out who those police officers were that opened those gates?
Great question. I haven't heard anything.
Did that come out at the trial? Because I think that's very important. And people got to realize you have to pay attention, especially those that are not versed in American law, people who don't know how law works. When you're saying inciting a felony or inciting a riot, there are specific elements that you have to prove to meet each one beyond a reasonable doubt. This functions just almost similar to a trial. It is the burden of the people who are saying and accusing you of something that they have to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, each element. Say, for instance, if we're talking about, I'm a criminal law professor myself. So if I'm talking about, let's say, murder, I have to prove not only did your actions, did you kill this person? I have to prove that you also had the specific, what we call mens rea, which means the mental requirement to actually kill. Did you have specific intent to kill this person? So when we're talking about inciting a felony or inciting a riot, you have to be able to prove that his words, I don't have the statute in front of me, but you have to be able to prove that by his words and actions that he was purposefully inciting others into storming the Capitol and so forth. And there is something in the United States that we all have under the First Amendment called freedom of speech. Everybody can make comments, his belief about the election being stolen, whether we agree with that or not, is protected by freedom of speech. Even though it may be false, he has a right to say whatever he wants to say. Now, of course, I can't go inside a movie theater and yell fire because if I did that, I would be committing a crime, and there's hazards, and there are laws against that. There are laws, of course, against inciting a felony, solicitation for murder, things of that nature. But you have to be able to prove all of that beyond a reasonable doubt. Remember, they tried to do that with Trump with regards to impeaching him on this thing with Russia and obstruction of justice. They could not prove all of the elements that required, and it didn't have enough votes. People are not going to, if you look at every president that has been impeached, there's only been 3, Johnson, Clinton, and Trump. None of those guys were ever convicted. They just never, no one's ever done it.
Right.
So, I mean, it was just a waste of time and money. I find it very interesting that, we still don't know who the cops were that opened those gates. Like I said again, because I think that would be very important to bring up. And I did find it interesting. I'm sure you noticed it, but Bruce Castor Jr. was the defense attorney for Donald Trump. And for all of you who don't know who Bruce Castor is, if you've watched my show on Nicole's, he was the prosecutor who originally declined to press charges against Bill Cosby.
Yes, I thought that was very interesting. But nonetheless, this is where we are now. And we'll see. But, now folks are saying, oh, well, there's a ton of other legal crap that he'll have to deal with. This is just one of many. So we'll see.
Like what?
Yeah, I know.
So, here's my thing, too. Who gets impeached if you're out of office already?
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at, he had the most to gain. Okay, he's out of office.
Yeah.
He's out of office. How you prove all of that?
Right.
What's your evidence?
Right.
Don't look at, we can't make decisions just based on emotion.
Right.
I don't have to like somebody, but damn, I'm not going to waste my time if I'm not going to get nothing out of it.
Right. Absolutely. Well, for those of you just joining, I have Gavin with me from gboot2786. That is his YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to it if you have not. I forgot to say, for those of you who celebrate, happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day, Nicole. I saw Mr. Sterling had left you something for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, he got some edibles, the edible fruit chocolate. I had to have some. I haven't eaten it yet, but I'm gonna have some later.
Salt tastes like sugar.
Yeah. How about you and your girlfriend?
Oh, we had a great time this weekend. We did some Valentine's stuff. I actually thank y'all for the happy birthday wishes too.
Oh yeah.
In the chat. Yeah, this past Sunday was my birthday, so yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
We actually, speaking of which, we actually spent the night downtown over at the hotel, and I've never seen a big hotel as the Hyatt is. I stayed there, where all of the bathrooms, all of the stores were just shut down completely, like boarded up.
Yeah,
stuff was boarded up, bathrooms were screwed in it. So, but we had a great time. I enjoyed myself. So.
Well, that's nice. That's nice. I'm glad you and your lady had a great Valentine's Day, and happy birthday. I told you already, but still, I hope you had a great birthday, and all that good stuff. So let's see. Let's go ahead and go into the next topic. We have here. Oh, I wanted to speak on this. So there's been an update with the Chad Wheeler situation. I saw that his girlfriend is Aaliyah Taylor. She spoke to.
Say the name.
I can't say it.
Stale King.
So she did an interview, if you guys haven't seen it, with Gail Stale King. And she basically talked about what happened that night. And I wanted to, let me pull up this article because I posted it on my Facebook page, Nicole's View. If you haven't, join, go like that. I posted an article, I believe it was from Atlanta Black Star, and the headline said that I have bolts and steel and a steel plate. Woman allegedly beaten by NFL lineman Chad Wheeler. shares harrowing details and photos. So the woman who says she was brutally beaten by the former Seahawks lineman Chad Wheeler is speaking out about her ordeal for the first time since the incident. Is it Aaliyah or Leah?
It's Leah Taylor.
Yeah, Leah Taylor, 27, discussed her 6-month relationship. She was only with him for 6 months? Her 6-month relationship with Wheeler, and recounted details of the brutal attack during an exclusive interview with CBS This Morning that aired on February 10th. I haven't seen it. I only saw like clips of it. And it said, or a picture of it. And this article goes on to say that Wheeler, 27, was arrested last month on suspicion of felony domestic violence, accused of choking his girlfriend to the point of her passing out twice. Photos of a badly beaten woman, now known to be Taylor, were leaked online and shared widely on social media, along with text messages in which Taylor described Wheeler's actions. He thought I was dead on my bed and continued to eat dinner. The message read, when I ran into the bathroom, he said, "Wow, you're still alive," while sipping on a smoothie. Yeah. Taylor told CBS that she and Wheeler had hardly argued during their 6-month relationship leading up to the attack. We were like best friends. We did everything together. I even introduced him to my family. We would babysit my nephew together, she said. According to Taylor, Wheeler began slipping into a manic episode on January 22nd, beginning with his out-of-character decision to shave his head. He stood up and he told me to bow down. And I asked him why, and he didn't respond. He just told me to bow down again, and I told him no. And he immediately grabbed my neck, and that's when things began, she explained. Police responded to a 911 call on Friday from Taylor, who was locked in the bathroom in a suburban Seattle residence and claimed she was being killed. She had fled into the bathroom to get away from the 6'7", 310-pound offensive lineman. When the police arrived, they found Wheeler standing in the bathroom beside Taylor because he had picked the lock to enter. According to police reports, it took 3 officers to successfully place Wheeler in handcuffs. Yeah. Taylor was taken to a hospital and treated for a dislocated shoulder. She said she underwent surgeries for her injuries. Wheeler was dropped by the Seattle Seahawks last month. In a statement, the team said it strongly condemns this act of domestic violence. Wheeler said he was truly ashamed of what happened and that it was time for him to walk away from football to seek help. Taylor says she isn't sure what role mental health problems played in the bipolar athlete's violent behavior and believes Wheeler should face jail time for the attack. Well, that's good. Yes, I definitely do think that he should. She said, I have to say the hardest part of all of this wasn't the surgeries. It wasn't any of that. Here we go. It was getting a call from my niece and nephews that they thought they had lost me and the pain in their voice. I will never forget that. I will never forget that. Wheeler pleaded not guilty on February 1st to charges of first-degree domestic violence assault, domestic violence, unlawful imprisonment, and resisting arrest. His trial is scheduled for April 6th. If convicted, Wheeler could be sentenced to 8 to 12 years in prison. Taylor was also present at the arraignment, said Wheeler is still a threat to her safety. She spoke about why it was important for her to appear in court, saying, I didn't want him to think that he had that power over me, that I wasn't going to defend myself. I thought, how easy would that be for him and his legal team to be able to say whatever they want without having to look me in the eye. Now, I wanted to go ahead and read that off for you guys because I don't want to deal with copyright and YouTube and playing the actual interview and all that. Right. So, it looks like so far she's not backing down. That's good. She wants to see him in prison. That's good. So maybe I have hope for this one. What do you think, Gavin?
Sure. Well, let me go back. I just want to just quickly go back because I saw somebody put in your chat about the impeachment. I just want to just clarify something with regards to what they're trying to distract us from. Mm-hmm. There's a grand jury indictment that's going on from what I heard over Joe Biden's son. Mm-hmm. This is the Hunter, the one that's had the drug issues. Yes. And with Biden and so forth, all of that stuff is going on under grand jury indictment. So, okay. be careful what you wish for. You just might get it, because you use it against one, it can come back and bite you, especially if the Republicans gain back control of the Congress, which I think they will, because this immigration stuff and transgender stuff is blowing back in Biden's face. Now, to get back on topic, and what you're saying, as a general rule, this is not me defending Chad Wheeler. This is just as a lawyer, as a general rule, all persons who are accused of a crime are considered innocent until proven guilty. And yes, I'm pretty sure they're going to try to use, having said all of that, I'm sure they may likely, or his defense attorneys might likely try and argue some type of bipolar, supposedly he had bipolar disorder, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. And I can imagine them trying to use that as a defense for this. But having said all of that, Aaliyah Taylor could not have been, she could not have been my sister or cousin, because had I been related to her, I probably would have, and I mean this, I probably would have killed this man. Mm-hmm. That's just how I feel. If he nearly did anything like that to her, regardless if he was sick or not. That's just me speaking as a man and just being human. If I saw something like that and she texted me that her boyfriend was trying to kill her, I would have been over there with Glock and ready.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I would have been over there. Yeah, I would have been over there quickly. So and it would have been, and I know how to argue cases and defense, so I wouldn't be worried about jail or anything like that if I knew some judges. But there's no way that would have happened. And when I look at this, I'm glad that she's at least staying on code. She hasn't said anything like "I forgive him" or anything like that. But Nicole, if you read further, she was actually texting the Wheeler's father, mm-hmm. telling him that Chad was trying to kill me. And the father actually called him, according to what she says, and she showed his father the picture. She texted it to him, mm-hmm. and confronted his son. He called him, "What's going on? I'm disturbed by this." And he said, "Well, there's nothing to worry about. I'm just eating," or something along those lines. And then told her, "I thought you were dead," which, as a prosecutor, that would actually show intent.
Right.
Because he could clearly attempted to commit murder. Now, mm-hmm. and he could have killed this woman.
Right.
And I want to clarify too, the interview was not with Gayle King, it was with Jerrica Duncan.
Okay.
So I had said Stale King, but we'll still throw her under the bus, Stale King.
Right. I thought she did interview with Gayle King. I guess not. I guess I was looking at something else.
I think it was something else. But I want to say this. You notice how all of these black females in particular, your Carrie Champions, your Black Yoda, what's her name? Jamel Hill. Yeah. Jamel Hill and a few others. You notice that they've been silent.
Right.
With regards to saying this. When Ray Rice was accused of doing what he did, granted, Ray Rice's stuff was on video, mm-hmm. but Ray Rice admitted what he had done. See, people forget that part. Right. What happened was, and people were upset. What happened was that, of course, they went out. This was, I think, New Year's. They both had been drinking. They were arguing and so forth. From what I've heard from from the sources, he's at one point she spits on him, he spits on her, mm-hmm. and so forth. Obviously, he was upset about money that she was losing, and it spilled off into that elevator where, they get into it. He hits her and she falls and hits her head on top of that railing. He picks her up and drops her off and leaves her on the floor. I would have never done anything like that anyway, because that was still his mother's. That was his girl. That was his mother's child. Mm-hmm. That was his child's mother. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. That was child's mother. Mm-hmm. So I would not have done that, because that's family. Right. Now, we didn't see what happened inside that elevator, but the NFL supposedly had all of that information beforehand. And there was another video of them after they both were being arrested, because that typically happens when there's a domestic dispute. If but one person accuses another for hitting that person and so forth, and you say you want to press charges, they'll arrest both of them. And and that's why. And Ray Rice got off because with a warning and what we call pretrial diversion, because it was a first offense. His wife forgave him. The judge looked at the facts of the case. They saw that she had that while she was a female, she had instigated. And look, a lot of these domestic disturbances, they actually, if you look at the statistics, they're actually instigated more by females than they are men. Now, that doesn't mean does that mean men have a right to put their hands on a woman? No. The best thing to do is walk away. If a girl is bothering you that much, or she, slapping on you, I tell brothers all the time, especially young brothers, just run, go somewhere else, leave her alone.
Right.
But there have also been situations where if she has a weapon, if she has a knife or something like that, even if she touched my child, I'm sorry, I would have to lay hands. Equal rights come equal lefts if you touch my child. I mean, I think any parent would feel that way. But furthermore, so that's why the charges got dropped, and he went to the commissioner's office with his wife, with Ray Rice's wife. I can't think of her name. You guys may know it, but she asked the NFL on him. She asked the commissioner to be lenient, and she admitted that she had instigated the fight.
Yes.
And Ray Rice admitted, yes, Commissioner, I hit her. I apologize. He went on this anti-domestic violence tour, did stuff in the community and so forth, and Baltimore, and he only got hit with 2 games. So the commissioner, after speaking with Ray Rice and his wife, he said, I'm just going to give you the 2 games. And of course, the people, with the National Organization with Wild Women and these other domestic violence groups, they were not okay with it. And then all of a sudden, before the season starts, and I think that day, and Deion Sanders even said when the video was released, that day was like the biggest press day for the NFL. The video is leaked by TMZ. And then all hell breaks loose, and you have your pundits on ESPN and Fox Sports. Herm Edwards even said he can't play football anymore. You had, Stephen A. Smith, who even said the same things. I was saying how women have to be careful with how they talk with men and so forth. And I understood what he was saying, but they made it out to be like he was trying to justify a man, a woman, which is not what he said. But they suspended him for 2 weeks, and they brought Carrie Champion out after he talked to furthermore, criticize what he was saying and standing up for domestic violence and so forth. Remember, they put Carrie Champion out to try and throw Floyd Mayweather Jr. under the bus, because Floyd Mayweather has had his issues. Even when he was fighting Pacquiao, they were bringing stuff up like that, trying to play Pacquiao as, the angelic warrior versus this demon, this brute, this black brute, which is what they were doing. And, Michelle Beadle, I remember this, she criticized, and Rachel Nichols, but Michelle Beadle in particular, she criticized Stephen A. Smith's comments about, and talked about started the hashtag, I think, why I didn't leave or something along those lines. So I say that, and I'm bringing all of this up is because we're not seeing that same energy that we saw 6 years ago, because Ray Rice was kicked out of the league. He was not allowed. He was already in his late 20s, early 30s, and he was not able to secure any other job after that. And and with all of that stuff going on, people just, again, they're reacting on an emotional basis. Of course, what I saw in the video, it was disturbing, and yes, he could have been punished even further, but it was already settled in court. The law had already handled it. They said what they had to say. He didn't lie about it. We just reacted based off what we saw. Here in this situation with Wheeler, while we don't have videos of what happened, just the details are disturbing, and seeing the girl with her arm in a sling, talking about having a concussion, talking about having a metal plate in her head, this was this damn near could be upgraded to a charge of attempted murder if they wanted to do that.
Right.
Right. And what I hate most is how we have people on ESPN. We watch these shows. Black people feed these television programs because most of your athletes are Black and so forth. But, I find that most athletes, especially these former athletes, some of them, they can be the biggest sellouts and coons on there. The stuff that they say. I saw Booger McFarland say something about I can't think of who the player was. We're talking about how he squandered out. Oh, it was Deshaun Haskins, the quarterback for the Redskins. Yeah, and he said something like the black players, they always do stuff like this and something along those lines. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Mm. But the whole thing is a sham. The media, for one, shout out to my sister Taisha. She was in the chat room earlier. I saw
Taisha.
She even said that they did this probably a lot to cover up for the Super Bowl. But and that may be true, but I think, and some people are saying, well, he wasn't as well known as your Ray Rice or Michael Vick. I still think that's a really lame excuse, because regardless, he is on an NFL team, regardless if he's known or not, he still has that attachment. I'm sorry. He deserved to get the same amount of vitriol, the same amount of being trashed like Ray Rice got. And we didn't see that. We didn't see that at all. And they won't do it. They're not going to.
Problem. And I want to address what Clay said. He agreed with Booger McFarland. Booger McFarland, first and foremost, he needs to work on. There's a reason why he was kicked off Monday Night Football, because half the time he didn't know what the hell he was talking about between a fourth down and a fifth down. I've never heard of a fifth down in football at my point. But the problem with him and his comments was that he generalized Black men in general with regards to blowing opportunities. Let's not forget some of the biggest draft busts before even, your boy from Jamarcus Russell. Yes, he was a draft bust, but hell, Ryan Leaf was one of the biggest draft busts I ever seen too. Ryan Leaf out of San Diego squandered millions of dollars in opportunities up in San Diego. So the problem was that you made a generalization of that. And like Gary said, you can't expect much from a man named Booger. That's true. Yeah, you're right about that. And and so again, the only person I think that actually talked about it was a guy on ESPN, although briefly. It was a brother that played for, I think it was Marcus Spears, if I'm not mistaken, who talked about, he played for the Cowboys. He's on ESPN now. He talked about it. Joy Taylor, who's on Fox Sports, I think she talked about it on her platform. But you didn't see the same type of energy that we saw with your 6 years ago. Like I say again, it wasn't that same energy. It wasn't that same, veracity that we saw from these different newscasters. Because it wasn't just even ESPN. It was also CNN as well. Huffington Post got involved. All of these different media outlets got involved in that story.
Right. You didn't feel it. You didn't feel that at all. And I believe Shannon Sharp said something, but it was very, he said it was wrong. And I'm not, knocking him or anything like that. And I think Jemele Hill, she talked about it, but she was like very, was very timid. Had it been a Black guy, had Chad Wheeler been Black, she would have gone all out. But it was a timid response, is what I want to say.
Shannon Sharp spoke on it?
He did. Someone posted on Twitter a while back when it was, brewing the whole scandal of it all. But it just was.
I got to tell you. I didn't tell you to put your hands on a woman. That's wrong, Skip. No, Skip. Come on, Skip. I got to tell you. Woo!
Yeah, I mean, the response was not hard hitting like we saw with Ray Rice, Chris Brown, and whoever else. It just didn't have that same response. And it's not going to. And people can make up excuses all they want. It is what it is. It's in black and white. Chad Wheeler's white. Ray Rice was Black. Period. End of discussion. You're not going to get it. That's just what it is.
Hell, you had the punter from the New York Giants that had a domestic violence
Mhm.
charge. I think he had several previously before that, and nobody was talking about him like they did with Ray Rice. You had that MMA fighter, War Machine, that
Mhm.
raped his girlfriend, and he almost killed her. That
Yep.
was around the same time this was going on. Brian Gumble from Real Sports, he talked about it on his platform,
Mhm.
but it didn't go wild like this is going. You have to ask why.
Right.
Why is this not? What's the difference between the two? If you're against domestic violence on all women and you're talking about equality for all, then the treatment should be for all.
Right. That's right.
You know?
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more, but we shall see where this goes and if he's actually convicted and all that stuff, but time will tell. You never know. She may come out and say something totally different, so hopefully she gets what she wants at the end of the day, So we'll stay on top of it. But the next story, I know you guys are wanting to talk about it. Oh God. So Tessica Brown. I have not spoken on this. Like, I haven't spoken on it in a video, I should say. Tessica Brown was, or is, I should say, she's still alive. She is a 40-year-old Black woman out of Louisiana, if I'm correct, Gavin, out of your neck of the woods.
Unfortunately. She's from Chalmette, Louisiana. Well, Violet, Louisiana, which is in St. Bernard Parish.
I'm sorry.
Right next door. Well, when you're outside New Orleans, you're in Louisiana. But go ahead.
So this woman, this 40-year-old woman, I believe she's a mother of 5 or something like that. Has her own business from what I've been told. And one day, I guess jail just wasn't doing it. I guess the Cantu wasn't kicking. The edges wasn't being laid. I don't know. She ran out of some jail and she decided to put Gorilla Glue in her hair. I don't know what possessed this woman to do this. Some say it's clout chasing. Some say maybe she just is really that slow, money, whatever. But anyway, she had this crap in her hair for over a month, if I'm not mistaken. She couldn't get it out on her own. So she ended up putting out this video that went viral of her saying, "Oh my God, I put the stuff, I can't get it out." And she became a viral sensation. And everyone in the world is talking about this story. We can talk about this, but we can't talk about Chad Wheeler, right? So anyway, everyone is talking about it. And some surgeon reached out to her out of Beverly Hills, a brother. And he decided, he's like, "Hey, I'll do this for you." And she got
African.
He's African, right? He's an African brother. And he got this stuff washed out of her head. So now it's finally out. They have to cut her ponytail off. I mean, just a mess. The story's all over the place. So there was a GoFundMe set up for her. People were actually donating money for her.
Got over 30, I think it's what, $20,000, $30,000, something like that.
Yes. And I just saw today that she is going to donate that money, which is smart, to a charity, hopefully a charity that is Black ran, hopefully. Anyway, but she is doing that. And the last I heard, she actually has a clothing line that's going to be coming out of this whole thing. And I'm sure she will now be in the business of this whole persona of having this crap put in her head.
Oh, Gluter? What's it going to be called? Gluter?
I forgot. She has a clothing line, that's coming for all of this. Let me see. Clothing. It's called Bonded for Life.
How about Stuck on You? I'm wondering, what was tripping me out when I saw the video, if you could pull it up on your channel, the video of her or the picture of her, with the like when she originally came on, like I can't. This Gorilla Glue, when she was holding it, and you saw all of her fake contacts and her big ass eyelashes she had on and nails. You know who she reminded me of, huh?
Ooh, I'm scared to ask.
She reminded me of Michael when he was halfway changing in Thriller. Get away! Oh! Oh!
Gabby is a stupid.
Oh! Well, you should have recognized it being you. How big of a Michael Jackson? Well, wait, hold on, wait. I got it right here. Hold on. We're going. If I could.
Oh God!
Hold on, we got it right here. There it is. Oh! 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 Oh!
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh God! What was she saying? But you know, she.
Oh, look, the kids even drew.
Oh my God, that's so funny, Gavin. That is really funny, actually.
Talking and Grubber said, "I'm about to make him watch the Thriller video."
I'm gonna bring up the picture of her.
Wait, Brent, hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, bring it up.
Oh, okay, let me bring up the picture. Her picture. Oh, I'm in tears. Let me see. Share screen. Oh my God, I forgot how to do this.
Hey, y'all know that was Michael. That she was trying to imitate Michael. Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. So, she's been dragged good. She's been dragged, and it is what it is at this point. But like I said, I don't. Most people say it's for clout, it's for attention. It could have been she really needed help because it's been in her head a month, so she needs to get it out. But anyway,
somebody asked, could we do it side by side?
Let me see. I don't know if it will. Let me see. Oh, it won't do it. It won't.
Oh,
it won't do it.
Y'all get the idea.
Yeah.
Oh no, but yeah, she's been dragged, and understandably so. I mean, look. My girlfriend was telling me that there is some type of cosmetic that has a label of gorilla on it or something like that. Have you heard of it?
No, You know what? I think Alan was telling me about that. They actually have an actual hairspray for that.
It's some type of gel.
Okay. Huh. I haven't seen. I guess I have to go look. Let me see if I can share.
This is what it's called, Mocha de Gorilla.
Okay.
I'm not making it up. That's the actual name of it.
Okay.
Somebody said Gorilla Snot. No.
Oh, that's Gorilla Snot.
I don't know if y'all can see it, but this is called Mocha de Gorilla.
Interesting.
But I know the difference between that and something that actually says Gorilla Glue on it.
Right.
And there are labels on the back of it that tell you do not apply it to your eyes, skin, nose, part of your body. So this is somebody who has a daycare center. Works around children. She's an educator. I'm trying not to roast her anymore because she's already. I think she suffered enough.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me she was that. I can't believe somebody would be that stupid. I'm sorry. Because even as a kid, I knew not to mess with, like even the Elmer's glue that we use. We knew not to mess with that. That wasn't something you put on your body or in your mouth or your eyes or nose or stuff like that because it was sticky.
Right.
It was construction. Right. And the Gorilla Glue. Obviously, she doesn't have a TV in her house because I've seen more Gorilla Glue ads than I've seen Biden get on television.
Yeah. So if anything, they're making money off of this, and then you had other stupid people using this crap coming from your neck of the woods again, Gavin.
Stop it.
God.
Showing my I don't know if I might have some cousins that know her, because Violet is not a that's not a small, like Violet is a small Saint Bernard, that's a small area.
Right.
So I'm sure everybody knows everybody there. But I you know what and I heard that she put that video up on her private account. It was just for her friends to see. So I said, well, when you put something even in it's private and your friends to see, it's not private, because everybody else can see it. Private means nobody but me knows about something in confidence. When you put that out there, you obviously wanted some type of attention.
Right. Oh, wow. So she had enough. Okay. Well, she thought it was private, but
from what my girl told me, she said she thought it was private. She says that she's not suing Gorilla Glue, the Gorilla Glue company, although I think that she said that was from what I heard, that wasn't true. But I'm glad that she's donating the monies. But I also see how now she's using it as a business venture as well, to start Stuck on Me brands. And
this is just, to me, this story is crazy. But I someone brought up, but anyway. So we'll keep an eye out on this woman, and hopefully she's learned her lesson with this, because I mean, out of this has spawned many ridiculous things, like this horrific SNL, whatever it is. Okay, so please don't do anything else crazy, Miss Brown. Okay.
Please.
We don't need any more SNL racist skits, like. But
Regina King, man, I hate seeing that, her part of that.
Yeah, that was awful. That was awful.
Regina has been she's been a real upstanding person, woman that I've known since the 80s. Remember, she got her start on 227. Right. Yeah, 227, and then she did Boys in the Hood. She did a lot of stuff with She did some stuff with Martin and Will Smith, like Thin Line Between Love and Hate, Enemy of the State, and This Christmas. So I always liked her work, and I did see the movie she directed about One Night in Miami. I did a review on it, and I thought she did a great job as a director, although they took liberties with some stuff, some things she said I didn't care for. But yeah, it was sad to see her part of that. But remember, it's Saturday Night Live. It's not funny. Right. Yeah. Right. Even
ridiculous. Yeah. It was ridiculous. It went on way too long. I mean, and it became, to me, I think it was a very racist view of Black society. I don't even think it was about her anymore. It was just about, everything but her. To me, I didn't like it at all. Yeah. So, okay, the last topic I wanted to touch on, I don't know if you saw my video. I did it really early this morning. I wanted to get into this. I don't know if I've heard you speak on it yet, but what were your thoughts? So to let the audience know, in case you don't know, there's a documentary that has come out about Britney Spears. She is not in the actual documentary. It is being shown on Hulu, and it's about an hour and 13 minutes. And it's basically talking about all the things that Britney Spears is going through with her father, and this financial battle with her and her father. It also goes into how mainstream media treated Britney Spears when she was going through her downfall, and how, she was viciously treated. And then it also talks about her relationship with Justin Timberlake and all this stuff. And so it started to trend on Twitter about a week or two.
Vlad's big brother.
I'm sorry?
Justin Timberlake. I said Vlad's big brother.
Oh, yeah.
Culture Vulture family.
Exactly. Yeah. So you had this documentary trending and all her fans were pushing it. And then they were also talking about, you know, certain interviews Britney Spears did back in the day with like Diane Sawyer, when Diane Sawyer was, you know, the questions that she was asking her. And a lot of people thought they were very offensive and wrong. And all of a sudden now Diane Sawyer, she's getting called out, you know, but Michael Jackson fans have been calling out Diane Sawyer for years. So, you know, everyone is Johnny come lately with this crap. But anyway, long story short, Timberlake sees the backlash and sees how he's being portrayed in this documentary. So he wants to come out and, you know, apologize to Britney Spears, apologize, you know, to Janet Jackson too, because he knows he can't come out here and just apologize to Britney and not apologize to Janet over the whole 04 Super Bowl fiasco. So now you have this, and it's a ripple effect, right? So now you have the Janet fans coming out saying, you know, too little, too late. And then, you know, I made sure to focus on, yes, we can focus on Justin, but we also need to focus on the ex-CBS CEO, Les Moonves, because he was the architect behind basically trying to kill Janet's career. Okay. After that whole Super Bowl fiasco, it was on CBS. He was the CEO at CBS at that time. So he wanted to make sure that she suffered the most because he felt like she did not grovel enough. She didn't seem sincere in her apology like Justin Timberlake. So he wanted to make sure she was blacklisted. And I talked about that in my video. And that's something that, yes, we can talk about Justin all day. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve his just due, but we also need to make sure we're giving even more energy to Les Moonves. He's not at CBS anymore. You know, he was thrown out in 2018 when allegations came out against him for sexual assault, sexual harassment. But anyway, Gavin, what are your thoughts on this story now that it's, you know, come to light?
Ain't no lie. Bye, 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 bye. No, I shout out to Chose One. He said that I was laughing when he put that up. I haven't seen the documentary. I saw the stuff that was trending. Particular, I saw that they were going at even Bette Midler for stuff. Yeah. I'm like, and Diane Sawyer. I'm like, y'all are trying to cancel somebody for something that they said 20 years ago.
Yeah. Although I still don't care for Bette Midler either because of the vicious, perfect thing she said about Joe Jackson after he died. So to me, it's karma, late karma, nonetheless, but it's karma, you know.
Yeah, but just in general, I just don't like these people that come out when they see something all this late that now they want to act like they're saving somebody.
Right.
As it goes, I didn't watch the movie. As of yet, I don't know if I will to check it out and see some. I saw Jaleel said it was interesting, but Molesta Moonves, as August pointed out, you know, this was Janet. A couple of days ago was Janet Jackson Appreciation Day. I know recently, today I think yesterday was the anniversary for Control coming out 35 years. So. Around my birthday, so that's same year. So that's interesting. I know what he did to try and derail her career. I actually remember that happening like it was yesterday when that Super Bowl incident happened. You know, honestly, it happened so quick. I didn't know what was going on. It was like a half a second, and they made a whole big deal out of it. Keep in mind, Justin Timberlake at that point, he had broken off from NSYNC, and what they did was he was already doing these, you know, songs, solo act, and he got nominated for several Grammys that year. So what they told him, and they told Janet, that unless you come on and apologize, you're not invited, you're not going to get anything. So I remember Justin Timberlake actually getting his award, and he gave a little half-ass apology for what's going on.
Right.
Supposedly, you know, Janet, I think, Justin had some type of crush or was into Janet or stuff like that was going on. But, you know, he like your boy who played Overton on Living Single, he said he whitened up real quick. You know, I'm down with the cause. You know, what's up, babe? Yeah, yo, homie, yo. But when the hot iron is coming on your ass, you're gonna whiten up real quick. And that's what he did. And so Justin Timberlake, he's apologizing now, some 15, 16 years ago, but it's just too little too late for me. And then the thing with Les Moonves, this guy supposedly was doing all of this shit to women. And meanwhile, he's trying to keep a woman from advancing her career. I remember, Janet was technically blacklisted, although she was already, I don't know what celebrities do in their private life and so forth, or what their financial status is, but I'm assuming she was financially stable, being who she was and, how she handled her business. But nevertheless, she was actually blacklisted from Hollywood. Remember, she was supposed to do the movie for Lena Horne. She was doing her biopic.
Mm-hmm.
And Lena Horne kicked her, said, no, I don't want her to do that. She got back making movies. I know Tyler Perry put her in a couple of his films, the Why Did I Get Married series. Mm-hmm. And, that was about it. But, and so I felt sorry for, what happened to her. But it's like with Justin Timberlake apologizing to her and Britney Spears. I'm like, man, this was 20 years ago. You didn't say anything about it then.
Right.
Now you want to say about what is it with this Johnny and Jeanette come latelys that we just keep seeing? Like, this stuff is getting out of hand.
Yeah.
Just like the woman who got fired from The Mandalorian, Gina Carano. She's always said shit like this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's always said stuff. She said stuff like that about BLM, and I have my criticisms of them too. But she's not really. Only reason she gets movie roles is because fanboys, the Geek Squad and so forth, they have some fantasies about her. She's a former MMA fighter. She's not. I don't think of her as being that talented, but she gets a job and she continues to work. She already picked up a film after she got fired. Ben Shapiro is giving her a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, the whole thing is just, it's kind of crazy to me. Too little, too late all around. But my thing that really bothered me more than anything is that, as I said in my video last night about this whole thing, you see how the media now, since this documentary, I guess, grew legs and got attention, you see these articles like, oh, how we did Britney wrong. And you never see them act like that when they talk about our people. They never do. They stay on code till the end, even when they've done their own wrong.
Tell Britney, cry me a river.
Right.
Wasn't she messing with Wade Robinson?
Yeah. Britney Spears was messing around with Wade Robinson, that turncoat.
Did they talk about that in the film?
Interesting. I haven't seen it. So
okay.
If you've seen it, let us know in the chat room, but I haven't seen it. So the whole thing is just garbage, no matter how you look at it. If anyone deserves a documentary about how they were blacklisted in this so-called industry, it's Janet Jackson. Okay. If anyone deserves one, not saying that Britney don't deserve one, but Britney Spears didn't get the level of contempt and hate like Janet would. She sure as hell didn't get like Michael would, but she, not even on Janet's level did she get what, she didn't get what Janet got. Okay.
How relevant is Britney Spears today?
Yeah. She had her moment. I remember being in high school, Hit Me Baby One More Time. I remember how big that was. And even then I wasn't into it.
I did it again.
Yeah, like
yeah, look, I remember when she came out. That was like late 90s, because Britney Spears is around, my brother's age group. I think she's gonna be 40 this year. Yeah, she's about my brother's age. So being a 90s kid, I remember when she was popular, and guys, we liked her. I remember she's from Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
Kentwood, Louisiana.
Yes.
And I remember, I remember she did a movie where she was wearing, and this was cool, she was wearing Southern Baton Rouge gear in that film she did. The film flopped, but nevertheless, I appreciate the shout out for the school. But no, I mean, but not, why is it now all of a sudden we're talking about her? I get they're doing a documentary, and I guess that blows your people get blown up even 20 or 30 years past their prime. But I mean, I just, again, these Johnny come latelys and to the rescue some 20 years late. I think we look for something to do. And that's essentially what I'm seeing here. The movie was called Crossroads. That's right, Alexander. Thank you. Yeah, that was the film she did with Dan Aykroyd. It was and a couple of other people that we don't even know about. But yeah, I mean, and those celebrities, for whatever reason, they always do something crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, when she kissed Madonna on stage, I remember. Oh, this was so funny, Nicole. When that moment she kissed Madonna on stage, the camera immediately peeled to Justin. I laughed so damn hard. If you saw his face.
I don't think he was thrilled that day.
No, he was like.
Yeah, and the whole thing is just, and the whole thing with Wade Robson and her. The story goes that she cheated on him with Wade Robson. She cheated on Justin Timberlake with Wade Robson. That whole thing. I mean, it's a mess. And we see now who Wade Robson is. He is a lowlife, disgusting creep who is broke, bankrupt. And now he has to, he's gone through every avenue to get money. No one wants him in the industry. So now he has to come back and lie and say Michael did something to him, like they all do. That's their last, if they can't get any money, that's their last check that they can use. So, the whole thing is garbage. The whole thing is trash. It just upsets me that Janet Jackson, unfortunately, when it comes to something like this, Britney Spears or Les Moonves, this is when the truth comes out. Why can't y'all just tell the truth as it is? You know what I'm saying? Don't wait till you have to attach her to something. That's what I don't like about this whole thing.
Right. And I'm wondering if I don't know if they did, but I would like to see if they even talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt that they did, because if so, that it would blow his story all the way up out of proportion and basically come out that he was a lying piece of shit.
Right.
Supposedly. Yeah. And, Michael, he's in a position where he's, Michael Jackson, he's no longer here to defend himself. So when we see people put out these stories about him and say all of this stuff, and these are the people who are standing on his shoulders: Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears, even Madonna.
Mm-hmm.
All of them benefited in some way from Michael.
Yes.
Way out from Michael Jackson. I mean, MTV was a fledgling network until Michael Jackson made Thriller and Billie Jean and Beat It. Mm-hmm. And because, as you know, Nicole, when they did music videos, all it was the artist playing the instruments in front of the camera for the most part. That was it. Or a concert that they showed. He actually did movies, what he called short films that had a story behind it. So, but no, this thing with Britney Spears, I may just check it out just to comment on it and see. But I'm not surprised that they're doing this. These Johnny come latelys. That was Justin's face.
Yeah, and Justin sees that, here comes the storm. So I better get out here in front of it. So yeah.
But look at it. Look at this when he looks back at the camera.
Oh, let me add this. Oh,
y'all
this
taught me. But look at Mary J. Blige too. I didn't know she made it to. She had that clout to make it to MTV.
Oh yeah. By then, definitely.
By then, 03. Oh, yeah. Okay,
yeah. Because Mary J came out in the early 90s, so this was early.
Yeah, but I didn't think she was a crossover artist.
Oh yeah, they invite. There's her husband, her ex-husband next to her.
Right. I remember Real Love and what's a couple. You're All I Need.
Oh yeah.
Okay, well, I apologize. Yeah, Yeah, Mary, I'm sure was big then.
Oh no, yeah, it's no problem.
Look at but she looked disgusted.
Yeah.
Her husband looks more interested than anybody. Her ex.
Oh God. Hold on just a second. I want to have your last thoughts on this. Let me see. Yes. Okay. Now this section, guys, this is where we're going to close out on. Let's try not to, Gavin. Let me see. I haven't seen it. I want folks, I know some folks have made posts about it on like Facebook and all that. Judas and the Black Messiah movie about the late great Fred Hampton and the agent that killed him, basically helped get him killed him, whatever.
William O'Neill.
Right. William O'Neill and his participation. Now there is a movie that came out on HBO Max about this whole ordeal. I haven't seen it, although I'm seeing mixed reviews on it. Gavin, you did a review. I haven't had a chance to sit down and look at it, but I will. But if you can try, without giving any spoilers, tell the audience what it's about and your thoughts and if you liked it. The
reason you haven't seen the review yet, Nicole, is because I do a live stream on it tonight at 8. So
for some reason, I thought you had already did it.
But it's okay. But I will be doing it tonight. I can talk about it a little bit. I'm happy to with everybody, but I'd hope everyone tune in later tonight at 8. My thoughts on the film, essentially, in terms of the movie, the acting, and so forth. You have another troll, by the way, too. He's talking about your lipstick. In terms of the movie, the acting, and so forth, I thought it was great. I thought that the guy who played William O'Neill, Lakeith Stansfield, he was in Get Out, along with Daniel Kenyatta. He actually looked just like the real character, William O'Neill, the real person. So I thought he did a great job. I thought overall the acting was great. I did, and I'll talk about this tonight. I did take, I think, a few things I took issue with, or main thing was the fact that they made William O'Neill the central character of the film. Because even the guy who played Fred Hampton, he's actually was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for the Golden Globes. He didn't get Best Actor for that. So I thought that was interesting. I thought that Daniel Kenyatta's accent or black accent that he had, it was better than some. I thought he was better than the other dude who played Dr. King in Selma, because I could hear the British accent when he would say "glory." It was like glory, oh glory, oh glory. Oh, Ralph Abernathy, did that white man beat my behind with that old boat club?
Oh my God.
And I thought, and a lot of people took issue with the fact that it's not an American that's playing, a black American that's playing Fred Hampton. I think the thing with the studios, though, Nicole, what they're doing, and they get these guys, Daniel Kenyatta is a Oscar-nominated actor. So they are probably going with this guy because he was the best one that they could do at that time, and bringing them on. Certainly, I like to see more Black Americans actually play those roles. I think that's important. I think it's more important that Blacks are behind the camera as well. That they're not only in the screenwriter's room, they're also the producer. They're also putting up the money, so that way they have final say over what goes on in the film. Fred Hampton Jr. and his mother, who is in the film, her character is in the film. They were consultants on the project, so I don't know exactly what I'm taking that. I don't know what the extent of what they had to say or into the film. My understanding was they did have some control, some things that they said over it, because I actually listened to an interview that Fred Hampton Jr. did on Judge Joe Brown's show because he's been a guest frequently on that program, and he's talked about the film and stated that they did go to them on some issues. And, I think, we could have learned more about Fred's background. But that whole situation, that whole situation, and from what our trainer is saying, yeah, they tried to make even William O'Neill sympathetic in the film. Roy Mitchell was the FBI agent in the film who recruited William O'Neill. So, and you guys can figure it out. But I mean, the O'Neill character, the O'Neill person of itself, if you watch the film, there's an ending part to that they talk about. And I don't know if you can show it, but there's actually a video on YouTube of him when he did an interview with Eyes on the Prize. He was featured in that. That's the first time I ever heard of him.
Right.
And it's he's no longer with us either. And I think when you participate in an assassination, when you do something so dastardly, eventually just you can't run anywhere because God is with you no matter what. Every day you got to look at yourself in the mirror.
Right.
And so he had to live with that for the rest of his life until he killed himself. Because Fred Hampton, I'm sorry?
He knew he was wrong. There was, I don't know if that was in Eyes on the Prize, that interview. It's on YouTube. I think you were just talking about that, where he essentially was like, yeah, it was done. It had to be done. Like he had a very nonchalant attitude about it.
Well, yeah, I did see where he said, this was my fault or something along the lines like, he said he was speechless when they actually went into the apartment or the house where it was shot, because he knew that because of him, this was the reason why Fred was dead, because of him. And, I actually saw an interview that Daniel Cunha did with someone just recently. If you played that, I don't know if you want to play that interview. He actually stated that they asked him, do you think this guy could be, is there sympathy for this informant, for William O'Neill? And he even said yes, because of his age and so forth. I mean, look, at 19 or 20, he was, a young man. He had a life of crime that he was leading to, stealing cars and so forth. So I don't have any sympathy for him.
Yeah.
And that's a sad thing to say, but I can't feel sorry for him because what he did, he helped murder a man.
Right. That's right.
He participated in a political assassination.
Right. So that's hard to forgive,
Yeah, and supposedly
so young.
Right. And supposedly he put something in Fred's drink that drugged him that night, because Fred Hampton was shot while he was asleep. I'm not giving the movie, I may be giving the movie away, but if you all know the story of Fred Hampton already, he's a historical figure. Most people know it.
Right.
He was shot while he was in bed. So he wasn't even a threat to the police officers. And that whole situation, Ramsey Clark and Roy Wilkins, they actually made a declaration and said that the Chicago police and the FBI conspired to murder Fred Hampton. They said all of that. But these people don't go to jail. It's always the same story. They're going to give some money to the families, give them a half-ass apology, and then they're going to go all their way.
Yeah, that's it. They still do that to this day. So
they still do it to this day, but we allow it.
Right.
And I see somebody pointed out Lee Daniels is doing, I saw this. He's doing Billie Holiday's story, the United States versus Billie Holiday. I wouldn't be surprised he's going to have Billie, and Lena Horne in bed together or something like that.
Yes. Can't forget Mark Clark. That's true, Brian.
Yeah, Mark Clark. Yeah, Mark Clark was killed too. I'm sorry I forgot him. Yeah, but Daniels, yeah, he's gonna find a way to screw it up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That picture is historical. And they were never charged or anything. Not they just,
Well, it was called a justifiable homicide.
Right.
And they tried to say that the Panthers were the ones that initiated the shots, but they fired 5 shots at them. The only problem was when the investigators looked at it, all of the shots were coming from outside.
Mm-hmm.
The bullet holes are coming from outside, not in. So not in and out, it's coming out and in. So they fired over 100 shots in that home. And, all of them, or most of them, hit Fred Hampton. He was shot at point blank range as well. So this was a flat out murder. This was flat out assassination. And and so I certainly, I guess I certainly think the one positive thing everybody can get out of the film when you watch it, is that it does bring Fred Hampton's name back into the light, because a lot of kids don't know who Fred Hampton is or was. I did see, very interesting about the film, a soundtrack was supposed to be made and was made, and one of the sisters that was doing the soundtrack backed out when she saw the film, because she said she didn't like how Fred was being portrayed in it. I can't think of the name of the lady. I just read the article a few days back, but she said she wasn't interested in having her name attached with the soundtrack because of that.
Wow. Well, there you go. There you go. So, yeah, I think I wasn't really gung-ho watching it, but simply because of Daniel and his past comments and what he said about, playing movies that are based on race, and, and then having someone, like you said earlier, that's not FBA, that's not, to me, I think someone for this role would have been someone like Denzel Washington's son. I think he probably could have done a really good job with this role. And I think he looks more like Fred Hampton in my opinion. But these folks do what they want to do,
When you have the money, you control the set. When you have the money, you control everything. We don't have it, unfortunately, and that's why we keep seeing that.
Right. Right. John David. Yep. John David, I think would have killed this role. I think had he really prepared himself like his dad did from Malcolm X, he could have totally killed this role. I think he's that talented. I think he would have been.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely.
He sounds too much like Denzel to me.
Well,
I close my eyes, I think Denzel is talking.
That's his dad. He can't help it.
How do you think it was growing up in that house if he didn't have his homework? His dad, you don't have your homework. All this time, your mother and I have worked so damn hard. You don't have your damn homework. Yeah. You have Frank Lucas and Alonzo Harris as your dad in one.
Right.
Malcolm X. Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't do your homework, and the white man is continuing to have his little kids go and do his damn homework.
I think he would have killed this part. I think had he had enough time to, get into the role, study Fred Hampton, I think he would have killed it. But, it is what it is. It really is what it is at this point. I thank you guys so much. Gavin, is there anything you want to leave with the audience before we leave today? I hear it's snowing outside. I heard
Sure. Oh, you heard snow?
Oh yeah, out here. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, nothing just yet. I was trying to find the name of the artist who actually backed out of this, because I wanted to share with everybody. I like to have my facts together. But first off, I want to thank you. Thank everyone for being here. Please tune in tonight, Nicole, at 8:00 when I do the review of Judas and the Black Messiah. Okay. I did want to point out, Gary's pointed out that they're doing a movie on Aretha Franklin. I saw that with Cynthia Vivo playing Aretha. I'm wondering how that's going to work with the movie with Jennifer Hudson coming out already playing Aretha, who was handpicked by the Queen herself. But okay, Hollywood is not making an attempt to make money, a cheap attempt at that. I would say though, yeah, just tune in tonight, 8 o'clock Central. Subscribe to my channel, please. Jibu2786. Be safe out there. Be blessed. Um, be mindful, I guess, guys, of what's going on. I always say that main thing we got to do is start our own businesses, continue to generate wealth, because right now, as Dr. Claude Anderson says, it's about over for us if we don't get reparations, if we don't push for getting out of a permanent underclass, because that's where we are today. Somebody else pointed this out too, by the way, Nicole. This may be something interesting, but Sony ATV Publishing is no more. They're calling it the Sony Music Publishing now. And of course, Sony ATV was Michael's company that he had merged back in 1995. The state had sold the ATV catalog, Sony ATV, Michael's share, actually a couple of years ago, supposedly.
Yeah.
But they, although Dick Gregory had told me that they had sold it even before that, but they've changed it now. It's called Sony Music Publishing. And so, thank y'all for the birthday wishes. And so, it's very interesting. This is the new logo, honest, for Sony ATV, if y'all could see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you can, but that's Sony Music Publishing. But we start businesses. Let's look at how we can generate more wealth, because right now we're being pushed further into underclass. I'm seeing that with this administration, and we're our last hope.
Right. Absolutely. And I just want to say, I know there was a troll earlier who made a remark about my lipstick. Well, let me tell you something. Well, he's probably blocked now, unless he's under another account. Let me tell you something. I go hard in the paint for my people. As far as promoting businesses and all that kind of stuff, I do that. The lipstick I'm wearing is made by a Black woman. Okay. Miss Kelly Augustine, this is her company, Bella Galore. This is the lipstick, that I am wearing. So for those of you who have an issue with that, don't come on my channel. I don't want you on my channel. Goodbye. I will block you.
Ignore them.
Yeah, really, we should be ignoring them. But I had to say something because I'm promoting this sister's lipstick. That's why I have it on. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. Okay? I will wear whatever lipstick I want to wear. It is my channel. You don't like it, find something else to do.
And Nicole, you look beautiful with it.
Well, thank you.
You look gorgeous without it, but
thank you.
That fool didn't even have a name, so fuck him.
Exactly. Just a nameless, boring, I have no life troll.
Forget him.
Nothing else better to do. To my sisters out there, women out there, go support our sister. You probably can see it now. This is the lipstick I am wearing. I love red. It's bold, it's powerful, and that's why I like to wear it. That's why my channel is red, black, and gold. I like those colors. Okay.
Oh, Nicole, one thing before you go, the artist name is somebody's gave it to me. It's No Name. She's an MC from Chicago.
Okay.
And she was supposed to be on the soundtrack. And I think she was going to be associated. The album has her and Chicago Kid and Black Thought. And she turned it down. She said most of his politics were stripped from that film. So that's the reason why she didn't do it. And another thing, too, is I do want to say as a last thing, because somebody said we should bring this up. Rest in peace to Mary Wilson of the Supremes.
Yes.
Let's just talk briefly about it. Mary Wilson, I don't know if they can see the picture.
Can y'all
Nicole.
See it? I have her right there next to the Supremes. Miss Mary Wilson, absolutely. Yes. I don't know how I can forget that.
Let me say this. I know some people who knew her. She was an advocate for musicians, for artists. Rolling Stone just did an article about her saying that she was a tireless advocate in the music business. She fought for a lot of rights for artists. She continued performing even until her time of death, 76 years old and so forth. We're losing a lot of our icons, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I saw Diana Ross's response.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not surprised. I've heard they don't really have the best relationship, but I mean, even when John Legend got killed, Paul McCartney said, "Oh, that's a bummer," or something along those lines. Like it wasn't.
Oh,
He
John
wasn't
Lennon.
really John Lennon. I'm sorry, I said John Legend. Excuse me.
That's okay.
I butcher names. John Lennon. Yeah, I remember reading something along those lines when John Lennon died. Yeah, Paul McCartney made a remark, something along those lines about his death, and it wasn't the. Yeah, although he's later on, he says he's sorry about hearing it and still in denial. But yeah, just the initial response was bad. But yeah, we lose so many of our legends, and I think it's important that we give them their flowers while they're alive, so that way, when they pass on, they'll at least know that they were loved. Paul McCartney said, "Drag, isn't it?"
Is that
That's what he said? Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. His former writing partner, Paul McCartney, was leaving an Oxford Street recording studio when reporters asked him for his reaction. He responded, "Drag, isn't it?"
Damn. Wow.
Yeah. So, but Mary Wilson, this was it here. I'm reading here so everybody could look at it on Wikipedia. And then he later recanted. He said he meant no disrespect and simply was unable to articulate his feelings given the shock and sadness he felt over Lennon's death. But damn, drag. And I don't typically say that, or when I don't know of too many people that say that when someone they're close to dies. Usually they have no words,
right?
Or they're in shock. Yeah,
right.
And it could be people react differently. But Mary Wilson, an advocate for artists. Somebody said she was coming out with new music. I don't doubt that. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering though too, Nicole, these artists that were under the Motown umbrella, like what's happened to them since then, because they were, real popular, still popular to this day. Do they still get rights and monies from their songs? Because I know some of them have struggled when they came out of there, like Mary Wells and Florence Ballard. I remember that they all went broke or had some financial difficulties. So I'm wondering, did all of them? How did they do and manage their money?
I was thinking about that too. I hope that she was able to, protect herself as far as financially, because I know that was a whole ordeal. The Supremes and the rotating new folks that came in, came out. I mean, you had Diana Ross, the Machine herself. So I know it's like it's a lot when you're dealing with groups and people and the drama behind it all. So I just hope once she left that she was able to financially secure herself, and she's was okay financially and had.
Excuse me, Nicole.
Yeah, Miss Wilson. She was beautiful too. She'll be missed. She'll definitely be missed. So.
Yeah, she will be missed. Most definitely. Rest in peace to her and to Leon Spinks, the former heavyweight champion who passed from cancer. His family. Michael Spinks was the former heavyweight champion, light heavyweight champion. His son Corey is also a great boxer. So, maybe my prayers and sympathy to their families. Yeah, man. Barry. Somebody said Barry was the old Russ. Barry got the money. Barry. Yeah. I mean, look, Barry Gordy. I could say this about. I've heard some stories about him. I admire, I guess, what he did as far as getting a lot of those artists out to the public and operating it like a machine. But he wasn't the first one to work in the record industry or a black man to actually try to have his own company. Sam Cooke tried it, but Sam was an activist too.
Right.
And, that's one of the reasons why he was killed. I'll say that. I think he was murdered. But, Mary Wells got into politics. Yeah, she was on city council.
Wow. Well, there you go. What a life. What a life she lived. You know, she will go down in history. She's with all the legends now. You know, she's a part of the first Supergirl group. I mean, that's pretty cool when you think about it.
Yeah, what her, Marvin Gaye, Michael,
yeah,
who else? The Temptations, like David Ruffin and Eddie. Yeah, a lot of those people are, you know, they're no longer with us. And I mean, I have heard stories. Dennis Edwards, he was actually one of my favorites. He was actually my favorite Temptation. He actually did a interview where he talked about how Otis was hiding money or having secret meetings with, well, I should say he's having secret meetings with Berry Gordy, and they weren't getting paid the monies that they were supposed to. You know, I've heard different stories about that. So they're showing there's business. There's true. Have and have nots. There's fame and fortune. They're two separate things.
Right. That's so true. So true. So definitely our condolences to Miss Wilson, and just, you know, the memories. She'll be with us forever because we have the music. So rest in peace, rest in power to her. And I guess on that note, we will be getting out of here. Hopefully my electricity or our electricity doesn't go out with this weather, because that's my only fear when it gets like this. You know, we're not equipped, I would say, for this.
AJ doesn't have to go to school or anything tomorrow, huh?
No, he was already out for President's Day anyway. So I don't know. And he's off Tuesday as well. It's like a teacher's work day. But I'm like, if it's going to be like this Wednesday too, and folks cannot drive out here in this weather, okay? Like,
no,
they just can't. So
they're already telling us, the state police are already telling people, if you don't have to be out, don't be out, stay home.
Wow. So they're telling you guys that too.
Yeah, because the mayor's already declared an emergency because of the freezing temperatures. Right. You know, we have a serious homeless problem in New Orleans too. So they're worried about that. And, you know, I think the road conditions, so a lot of people are not used to it.
Right, right. That's so true. So you guys, if you live in the South or wherever you live, even the North, I know there's a lot of snowstorms there. You guys just stay safe, warm. And if you don't have to be out, don't be out. Just be at home.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to do some more videos possibly, since I'm here and not moving around. So look out for that. And yeah, Gavin, we'll make sure to check in to your live stream about the Judas and Messiah movie. And that's it. So you guys
gotta come back on my channel.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying. You see, I keep saying, come here, because I want more people to go to you.
Right.
Now. But I see you're growing. You're growing. So that's good.
I am. You know what? We could have talked, but I've talked about him already. I won't waste time on black people can't get reparations.
Don't even get me started.
Let me tell you, Nicole, I'm a man. I'm a biscuit. I'm a bagel. I'm a popcorn bowl. I'm a bowling ball. Kristen Spencer.
Oh, Roland.
I'm bowling ball. Bit.
Roland.
But you notice what's funny? What was funny about that, Nicole? He's saying that the government can't give monies to black people specifically by law, but yet he's advocating for the government to give more monies for black media.
Exactly.
And does that sound smart? and he's criticizing people that are on Facebook and YouTube. Nigga, you on YouTube?
Like
did y'all notice
CNN? Like he's still at MSNBC or somewhere.
You're not on CNN anymore or MSNBC. And first off, that's an outright lie when he said that the governments can't do anything specifically for black people or for a race, because just recently the Supreme Court ruled that half of Oklahoma was Indian territory. They've also had laws for years. They got laws that are still on the books that benefit Indian reservations, that benefit Indians. So you can't tell me that they can't specify anything for race. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 was established, and Lyndon Johnson himself said that it was because to benefit blacks people. And Lyndon Johnson was racist.
Right.
Lyndon Johnson was racist, but Lyndon Johnson, I can give credit where credit is due. He did give us some tangibles that I could say worked for us. But, you're not going to get anything out of Uncle Joe.
No.
And he's made it clear. And his executive order was for Asian Americans. Don't forget that. But they can't name specifically. You know who he reminds me of? I think he's a descendant of Jack Jenkins from Harlem Nights. Don't take this ass whooping personally.
You are a mess, Gavin.
Yeah.
Gavin,
I'm gonna go watch Thriller.
Oh, now I'm not gonna get that out of my head. Now I'm gonna. Come on.
Michael might haunt me from that. No, I can't believe you said that about that girl, man. And I just want to say, Gavin Richard, I'm gonna kick your ass, man.
Gavin, you're a mess. You're a hot mess. But
thank you.
You're a hot mess, but you're a good mess at the same time. So I thank you for coming on Nicole's as usual.
I'm not trying to insult stutterers. I see some people might be upset. Or are they? I don't care. I'm not making fun of you. I'm making fun of him. So
him. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you guys take it easy. Take care. Thank you to those who have donated to my channel. I appreciate it so much because when you donate, I make improvements. So I updated my intro, got my mic, and there's some other things I'm going to do. So just know it does not go to waste. It is very helpful. So thank you so much. And I hope you guys have a safe weekend. Stay warm out there wherever you are. And I will return. So please make sure to actually physically come and check my channel because YouTube does not give out all notifications to all subscribers. That's not how it works. I've been trying to do some studying on the algorithm, and that's a whole nother issue behind the scenes. But anyway, make sure to actually come physically check once a day if you can to see if I've uploaded anything. And make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys later.
Somebody asked about Ma Rainey's Big Black Bottom. I have Chadwick. That was on Netflix though. Chadwick Boseman did that was his final performance. I thought it was okay. It was good. I thought he did outstanding, and I thought the film was okay. But it's basically it's like One Night in Miami. They focus on one event. So
right.
Yeah. But thank you, Nicole.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Blessings to you and your family. And that's all, folks.
Bye. Bye, everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. See you guys.
All right. Thank you, Nicole.
Bye.